All right, so today we are doing surface area and volume of pyramids. Yesterday we learned prisms, surface area and volume. Today we're learning pyramids. So it's just a different shape, all right? And because it's a different shape, obviously we're going to have different formula as well, but you're definitely going to see similarities. All right, so a regular pyramid. So what does it mean for a pyramid to be a regular pyramid? All sides and angles are equal. So we will only deal with regular pyramids today. So you don't have to worry about, okay, well, this length was whatever, but is the other one different? So regular pyramids mean that all sides and angles are equal. All right. Lateral faces are going to be triangles because remember, a pyramid, everything collapses to form a peak. So now my lateral faces, if you remember yesterday, my lateral faces were rectangles for prisms. Even if it was a triangular prism, my faces were rectangles. Today they're going to be triangles. The height of each triangle is what we call the slant height. So you're going to hear me talking about the slant height. So what is the formula? I'm going to find the area of the base. Whatever shape the base is, does anybody remember that homework question last night where the base was a hexagon? And it just told you the base? Yeah. So all you have to do there is it's going to calculate the base for you. Okay? And then you just multiply it by the height. So it's actually even easier. Volume. Yes, because you were finding volume. Area of the base times the height. All right, so the area of the base, or whatever shape your base is, that's the kind of pyramid it is. So it could be a triangular pyramid, a rectangular pyramid. It could be all those different types of things. And then you add the area of your lateral faces. Okay? So what is the surface area of now it's always going to categorize it if it's in words. So what kind is it? A square pyramid that has a base side length of 9 centimeters and a slant height of 7 centimeters. Okay, so how many sides does a square have? How many sides?
6.
How many sides does a square have? 4. So I want you to think, okay, and you can even look at this image right next to it. If a square has 4 sides, that means you have a lateral face coming off of each side to form the pyramid. So however many sides your base has, that's how many lateral faces you have. So if it was a triangular pyramid, how many lateral faces do you have? How many sides are on a triangle? 3. Okay. So a square pyramid has 4 lateral faces. All right. So I need to find the surface area. I need to find the area of my base. And I need to add the area of my lateral faces. Okay. So there's my ALF again. But a pyramid only has one base, so that's why I'm not multiplying it by 2 like I did yesterday with a prism. Because prisms have those identical bases, okay? But a pyramid only has one base. So how do I find the area of a square? I take the side length and I do what? I square it, because a square has all side lengths equal. So basically I could do length times width, but they're the same, so that's like squaring it, okay? So that's my area of my base, plus, okay, if a base side length, okay, so you've got to remember, what shape is my lateral face? It's a triangle. So I need to find the area of a triangle. So 1/2, the base of my triangle is going to be the side length of my base, okay? So 9 times 9 times 7, which is the slant height of my triangle. How many of these lateral faces did I say I was going to have? How many did I say? It's a square. 4. So now I take that area and I multiply it by 4. I multiply it by 4 because I know there are 4 identical lateral faces. All right, so now let's do the math. Surface area equals 81 plus Okay, now you can multiply this in any order. So I would take half of 4. What's half of 4?
2.
2. Okay, and then I could do 2 times 63. All right, 2 times 63 is 126. 126. All right, so 81 plus 126 is surface area equals what'd you guys get? 207 centimeters squared. Why do I square my unit? Because it's how many dimensions? 2 dimensions. 2 dimensions is surface area. Like basically it's like the covering, right? That's a 2-dimensional calculation. But volume is 3D, which is why I cube it. Okay? So now let's look at the image. I do feel like it's a lot easier for us to understand what's going on when we can see the image. So we need to find the surface area of our, okay, what kind of pyramid is that? What kind of pyramid is that? What do you think? Do you think that's a triangular pyramid? Okay. I classify the pyramid by its base. There's only one dimension here, and remember, it's a regular pyramid, which means all sides and angles are equal. So if all the sides of my base are equal, what shape is it? It's a square. A square has all sides equal. All right, so here we go. Surface area equals the area of my base plus the area of my lateral faces. Can y'all calculate the area of the base? Surface area equals. Nate, what would you multiply to find the area of your base? 5 times 5 squared. Very good. Is that what you guys wrote? 5 squared? Okay. Plus the area of my lateral faces. Well, what shape is my lateral face?
Triangle.
It's a triangle. So what's my formula to find the area of a triangle? 1/2 times my base, which all of the sides are the same, so it's 5. 1/2 base times height. Now, how many lateral faces do I have? 4. So now I multiply it by 4. All right. So surface area equals 25 plus, does it matter which number I take half of? Nope, doesn't matter. So take half of 8, and that makes 4. 5 times 4 is 20. 20 times 4 is 80. 25 plus 80 gives me my surface area of 105 inches squared. Does everybody understand why I multiplied my lateral faces times 4? Because there are 4 lateral faces. So if I were to give you a hexagonal pyramid with 6 sides on my base, what would I multiply by instead of 4? 6. So it's however many sides are in the base, that's how many lateral faces you have to form the pyramid. And yes, there are hexagonal pyramids. Okay? All right, now what do you notice about the base of these pyramids?
Triangle.
They're triangles, which means how many lateral faces am I going to have? 3, okay? And the way that I calculate the area of my base is going to be a little different because my base is now a triangle. Now, just be careful not to mix up your dimensions, all right? We want to make sure we get the height of the base, not confused with the slant height of a lateral face, okay? All right, so surface area equals. See if you can kind of get ahead of me, even if it's just mentally, all right? So area of my base, which is a triangle, so I say 1/2. What is the base dimension of my triangular base? What do you see here? You see the 10? Okay, so that's the base times the height of my base. What is the height of your base? 8.7. Okay, so that 1/2 base times height, that's going to give you the area of your base, plus the area of your lateral face. So your lateral face is also a triangle, so that's going to be 1/2 times what is the base of your lateral face? 10 also. And what is the height of your lateral face? 14. Now, what would you multiply this by to count all your lateral faces? 3, because there are 3 lateral faces. Okay? All right. So, again, it's just going to take practice. And do you see how this is similar to what you learned yesterday? It's just a different formula. All right. So, S equals, what's half of 10? 5. What's 5 times 8.7? Okay. 43.5 plus, now half of 10 again is 5 times 14 times 3. So that's going to be 210. So surface area equals 210 plus 43.5. Yep, 253.5 meters squared. All right, so that's the total surface area of my triangular pyramid. All right, you think you can do one on your own? I believe in you. You can do it. All right, so I'm going to kind of let go of the reins, if you will, and let you guys free with this problem. Let's see who can get to the answer. Yeah. All right, so S equals, I did have my caffeine this morning. All right, so S equals the area of the base plus the area of my lateral faces. All right, so S equals, it's a triangular base, 1/2 the base of my base, which is 6, times the height of my base. So you guys did really good not getting that confused with the height of the pyramid, okay? Plus the area of my lateral faces, same base length, but now I multiply it by my slant height. And then how many lateral faces did you have? 3. Okay, so once you did that multiplication, we did half of 6, which is 3. 3 times 5.2, 15.6. Plus, and then the other one was 90, right? So surface area equals 105.6 feet squared. All right, great job on that. Okay, so now let's do volume of pyramids. All right, so the volume of a pyramid is the exact same formula as volume of a prism, with one exception. You divide it by 3 at the end. You take 1/3 of it. So if you think about it, a prism has 2 identical bases, right? So it's just going to be straight up. But a pyramid collapses, those faces collapse to form the peak. All right? So when we divide by 3, we're accounting for the loss of volume for those faces to collapse and form the peak. All right? So it's the same calculation that you did yesterday, except at the end you divide by 3. All right? So to find the volume, I take 1/3 the area of my base and times it by the height. But I can do this in any order. So I definitely have a strong suggestion of what order you should do. So volume equals 1/3. Now here's the plus side. And I forgot to mention this yesterday, so I apologize if this homework question gave you a hard time. But it's already telling me the area of the base. If it's greater than 4 sides, it's just going to tell you the area of the base. For pre-algebra, you don't have to worry about finding the area of a hexagon or a heptagon or anything like that. So I just plug in 48. It already calculated the area of the base for me. So I plug in 48, and then I multiply it by the height of the pyramid. Just like with the 1/2, you could take 1/3 of 48, you could take 1/3 of 9, or you can multiply 48 times 9 and then take 1/3, okay? But you want it divisible by 3. Don't divide something by 3 and it's a repeating decimal. Don't do that, okay? So make sure it's divisible by 3, all right? Can I divide 9 by 3 and get 3? Yeah, and then I can multiply that by 48. So whatever order you want to do, what did you get for the volume?
144 millimeters cubed.
Okay, millimeters cubed. And why is my volume cubed?
Because it's the capacity inside.
Yeah, it's capacity. How much something can hold. Volume is 3-dimensional, okay? Because it takes a 3-dimensional figure to hold liquid, all right? Or for capacity. Okay, so now let's look at, what kind of pyramid do I see next? What kind of pyramid is that?
I can't tell if it's a square or a
Ooh, what could tell me, what could give me a hint? Look at your dimensions of your base. Are your dimensions the exact same? No, so all the sides of a square have to be the same. So is this a square pyramid?
It's rectangular.
No, it's a rectangular pyramid. Barely.
It's hard to tell.
But yeah, don't look at it visually. If this is 3 and this is 4, it's a rectangle. Because a square has to have all sides the same. So volume equals 1/3 times my area of my base times my height. So volume equals 1/3. Okay, how do I find, and I'm going to just put this in parentheses, how do I find the area of my base? Length times width. Okay, so length times width gives me the area of my base times my height. And what's the height of my pyramid? 7. Okay, all right, so volume equals 1/3 of 12 times 7. So can I divide 12 by 3? Yeah, what's 12 divided by 3? 4. And what's 4 times 7? 28 feet cubed. All right, so what I want you to remember about pyramid, guys, it's the same formula as a prism, but then I divide by 3 to account for my lateral faces collapsing in. All right, I want you to do the last one. See if you can do the last one. The area of my base is different because what kind of, I almost said it. What kind of pyramid is this? It is a triangle. So calculate the area of your base, but it's a triangle, and then multiply it by the height of your pyramid. Okay, so volume equals 1/3 times the area of my base. So the area of my base is a triangle, so I'm going to say 1/2 times what is the base of my triangle? 7 times 18. Okay, that gives me the area of my base times the height of my pyramid, which is 11. Now, again, you can take half of any of these numbers. So which one would you take half of? 18. What's half of 18? 9. What's 9 times 7? 63. Volume equals 1/3 times 63 times 11. Well, are either of those numbers divisible by 3? 63 is. 21 times, what is 21 times 11?
231.
Can't trust y'all. 231. All right. You lost my trust. I'm just kidding. 231 centimeters cubed. All right. Any questions? Any questions on that? Okay. Modeling real life. The roof is shaped like a square pyramid. One bundle of shingles covers 25 square feet. How many bundles should you buy to cover the roof? So you have to decide what formula needs to be used to do this calculation. Is it, well, first of all, what shape is it? It's a square pyramid, okay? Do you need to use surface area formula or volume formula?
Surface area, because you're not putting it inside.
Yeah. Are you putting shingles inside the roof?
No.
No. You're putting shingles around the roof. That's surface area. All right. So let's do our surface area formula. Surface area equals our area of your base plus area of your lateral faces. Okay. Do you remember that cake example yesterday? Where you know you have the formula, but now you got to look at what you're actually calculating. Okay? So let me ask you this. The area of the base, you just said it's a square pyramid. Am I putting shingles across the bottom portion of this roof? Inside? No. Okay? I'm not putting them under the house. So do I need the area of my base?
No.
I'm only putting shingles on my lateral faces. Okay? So even though you're using the surface area formula, you don't need the base. All right? So that's where, okay, surface area of a triangular pyramid, yes, but I don't need the area of my base because the shingles aren't going there. So surface area equals the area of my lateral faces. Okay? So what is, it's a triangle, right? So 1/2. What is the base dimension? 18. And what is the height or the slant height? 15. So since it's a square pyramid, how many lateral faces do you have? 4. Okay, you can't see them all, but you know that each side of the base has to have a lateral face. So you multiply that by 4. All right, and now again, you can take half of any number. Half of 18 is 9. 9 times 4 is 36. 36 times 15. Okay, you can multiply those in any order if you did it in a different order. The surface area is how many? 540 square feet. But that does not answer the question.
You have to divide by 25.
Okay? One bundle of shingles covers 25 square feet. So I can divide this by 25 to figure out how many bundles I need. Okay? 540 divided by 25. Now, can you go to Home Depot and say, hey, I need 21.6 bundles of shingles?
Just buy 22.
Okay? Can I buy 21? What happens if I buy 21?
You'll have some.
You're going to have a bald spot on your roof, right? So I need to round up to 22 bundles. All right, and you always want extra, right? So anytime you're doing a project, you want to have an extra 10%. If you're putting floors in, you want to have an extra 10% to account for waste. You could crack one, but when you have to cut the planks or whatever kind of flooring you have, you have waste. So you bought the square footage, but maybe you were over in a corner and you had to cut half the tile off. Well, that square footage was in your calculation, so you have to account for that. Otherwise, you're not going to have enough. So that's just a little building FYI. All right. Was that the last example? Okay. So that's it for your lesson today.